I mean, this is a big opportunity. I've been hearing about these experiments being done where you can make your own movie based on your bias or your voice. So, for example, you start a movie, take one of your favorite movies, Megan, and for example, you want to have your own ending because you want to have a more Christmassy sort of feel to it because it's December. You can do that, for instance, right?
AI is evolving fast, but in 2025, it's not just about tools. It's about reshaping how businesses and creators think, act, and engage. From AI-driven strategy to hyper-personalized content, are we ready for what's coming? Raj, I don't know if you want to kick us off because there's some exciting developments in AI that are going to hit us next year. So, what are your thoughts in terms of how things are developing?
It's been a like Christmas has definitely arrived early for people who are following OpenAI at the moment. I mean, I'm just glued on to all the updates they're kind of releasing through their Twitter or X or YouTube. Wow, I mean, all the stuff they promise is all coming out one by one. Today they talked about the release of their integration with Apple on the iPhone and Mac, and then there's Sora, which has been updated. There's over release. There's ChatGPT, Canvas, which is released to everybody. There's coding, there's running of Python code. I mean, my mind is just on fire at the moment. So absolutely, I'm excited about what's coming. And then once they launch theirs, there's going to be a Claude bit of launch as well. So it's exciting. I can't wait for 2025 to properly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've had a chance to play with Sora. I cannot get on because there's just been such a demand that you cannot create a profile to actually log on to the back end of that system. They've put a cap on that. So I am waiting with bated breath. So Christmas came early for people that can actually log on and create a profile. For the rest of us, we're still waiting.
Absolutely. In fact, for British and European users, they can't log in anyway because it's not available in the country. So I can't use it anyway. But it's been some now working on creating a different account from a different country so we can actually get this to work.
So let's look at the top five kind of potential trends for 2025. The first one is hyper-specific AI communities. They are set to dominate in 2025. Are we about to lose the human touch in how brands connect with their audiences?
Well, I guess yes and no. I feel like for many years, I wish I had sort of these hyper-focused communities on different topics. I don't feel that the creativity in these groups are going to be any less because we discussed in the previous episode, creativity is a very human trait. And I mean true creativity. I'm not talking about sort of a remix version of some what's already out there. For any person to choose a path in life, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's a writer, whether it's a your career, for example, there are multiple permutations and combinations. You have to choose one to make it your own, and what you choose is how you're going to live your life. At the end of the day, AI can help us decide or look at different factors, but the choice is ours. And as we embark on one path of the multiple million options we then have more million options available for us. So AI cannot choose a path for you. You have to choose a path as you go ahead, but it gives you clarifying questions based on what you prompted. So if your prompts are good, if you the right model, for example, you will get a better clarity on your thought process. That thought still has to come from you. It's not AI is going to decide for you.
Yeah. The second trend, I must say, I'm kind of got mixed emotions about this one. The AI generated ambassadors could potentially replace human influencers. Are we looking at the end of authentic brand storytelling, or could this be kind of more of an objective way to approach? I mean, there's nothing more annoying to me than when I'm watching a video of someone I follow on YouTube and it like includes paid promotion. I don't know if human influencers really are telling the full authentic brand story already. But what are your thoughts on this one?
I believe it'll be a combination of the storytelling using AI and real influencers. Nothing can really, in my mind, change real people's interactions. For example, if I see a story of a person on YouTube, I want to know who this person really is. If I find out that person is a bot, I don't have the same connection. For example, recently I was at Kenya doing a workshop. I went to a Thai restaurant there in one of the malls, and they built the whole story about the Thai restaurant based on using AI, and they actually said that at the bottom. But initially, when I didn't know it was AI, I was like, wow, this is like, wow, what a unique business, very unique restaurant. But the moment I came to know that's AI, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is using AI. You see, human emotions are linked to real human beings and how we feel about them and their stories. So if it's inauthentic and if it's not kind of clearly mentioned that this is AI, it doesn't make you feel the same way. So there is a use case for this though, which is that you can actually use the AI generated content to showcase different scenarios, and that will make me understand how can I use a product or service better. But it's not to replace the authentic emotions we feel when we talk about or hear about other human beings.
Cool. Next one, got to do with entrepreneurs and business leadership and strategic decision making. So, yeah, if AI starts guiding strategic decisions for entrepreneurs, does that mean the death of creativity in business leadership? You know, how much influence are we actually allowing AI to guide entrepreneurial decisions?
As an entrepreneur myself, Megan, I can tell you that it's not easy, and I use AI a lot. I mean, as you would imagine, right? But for everything I have to choose in life, whether it's growth strategies, new business, new opportunities, there are a million options available, and I use AI to help me query on what is the best for me. But then I have to make my choice, and if I choose it incorrectly, I pay the price for it. And every time I make one micro choice, I have another micro choice to make after that as well. So there's no like AI will decide for me. In fact, creativity, as I was talking about earlier, as Nawal put it, is a very human trait, and it'll take a lot for AI to replace that. So I feel we can use AI to help us out, but at the end of the day, we have to be creative in how we use it, how we infer the information we receive from AI, and that's going to be a very human thing.
Train number 4. I think we're on number 4 now. We are speaking about AI driven storytelling, and we've discussed hyper personalization before. But the use of interactive AI driven storytelling could make content creation a game changer if you're speaking to very, very niche individual audiences or people within that audience. But does this strategy risk overwhelming audiences with too much control? I mean, creating your own story, are we blurring the lines between what a product or service can actually do versus what someone actually thinks it can do? How is this interactive AI-driven storytelling going to impact content creation?
I mean, this is a big opportunity. I've been hearing about these experiments being done where you can make your own movie based on your bias or your voice. So, for example, you start a movie, take one of your favorite movies, Megan, and if, for example, you want to have your own ending because you want to have a more Christmassy sort of feel to it because it's December. You can do that, for instance, right? So, I feel sometimes many a times I feel like I wish I could tailor the end of the movie to my choice. For example, today when I go to the gym, I don't listen to music from Spotify or YouTube. I just make my own songs. It's very nice to kind of make your own Afro beats meets, I don't know, jazz music and play that, for example. I can see that the value of that because it makes me feel more productive in the gym, for instance. I can see that if I want to watch a movie and I can choose my own ending or my own sort of theme, make me maybe a happier individual. Or perhaps want to watch my wife wants to watch maybe a horror version of the same movie. Why not? Like she picks what she wants to pick, and I pick what I want to pick. We both are happy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like we're moving down a path there that we kind of are confirmation bias almost, where you're getting only what you want. That's not necessarily the best way to go about something. I mean, surely we need to have a range of different emotions and feel that movie didn't end the way I was hoping it would, because we have to deal with these disappointments in real life. So, always getting what you want. I don't know if that's a great thing.
Sometimes I would say we will want to not choose what we want, but in many cases, especially for businesses, brands which are formed well when they are sort of polarizing in many ways. You'll see that most big brands are polarizing. They are luxury, ultra luxury, or they are affordable, very affordable, or they are controversial and very controversial. Right? That's how they get their audiences, getting stories in an authentic way to hit their market in their way of the perception helps them as well. So in a business use case, this will help them sell more. And you'll see that in elections going forward, there will be these kind of options available that you can choose the story how you want to be perceived, for example. I know it's not ideal, but we can choose to have one, and most likely we will choose to not make a choice using AI, but just get what we receive, for example.
Yeah. Interesting that you bring up that kind of authenticity for elections and that kind of thing, because the final trend that we're going to discuss is blockchain. You know, blockchain powered content authentication sounds great, but will it actually solve the AI plagiarism problem, or will it just add complexity for creators? I mean, we've spoken about blockchain specifically in terms of crypto before, but it does have the potential to change the way AI is used to create content and protect content creators. Is this going to be a big trend in 2025? Are we going to see blockchain a lot more used in content authentication?
I would say I'm highly bullish about blockchain for authentic verification because of its open ledger or openness in how it tracks different data points and its ability to scale up to a very high level. I feel blockchain is a great solution to finding authentic content. So, for example, is that video which I saw about a product an authentic user? And if so, who's it linked to? Can I link their profile? All tracked using blockchain. Or, for example, it was this content made using a genuine footage of a news preview, for example, or is this fake? So having that blockchain helping us out to verify the authentic nature of any content is going to be paramount. And we don't realize at the moment, but this is the with the launch of Sora and all the other video models, obviously you only have writing, we have images. It'll be hard to verify what's real. And it'll be a bigger issue next year for sure. So will blockchain become the default model in 2025? I'm not too sure, but it's coming for sure. And I think it's one of the better ways to really track authentic data or content.
That's a wrap on today's glimpse into the future of AI in 2025. If this sparked your interest, don't miss out on our episode on whether reasoning based AI models are signaling the end of the GPT era. That's the very previous episode that we did. And until 2025, we'll catch you in the next episode.
Have a good one. Merry Christmas.